Welcome to a LitTube special. This is a special episode of Traxx, and we are doing a State of Hip Hop episode. Now, Traxx, you probably recognize by looking at the playlist below that it's where we store a lot of music, you know. And if you go to our website, Traxx is where we've done articles and reviews on various music over the last month or so since the website started. Well, I decided, let's kick off and let's do a show. Let's talk about music. You know, one of the reasons why we created this channel was to talk about music. Actually, sitting on your couch at your house is where we came up with the idea of LitTube, or at least couchside, talking about how horrible mumble rap and little whatevers were, you know, in hip hop. That was you and me. We decided.
When it comes to mumble rap, I just pulled a Westworld line. It doesn't look like anything to me.
It doesn't look like anything to you, and it doesn't look like anything to me either, but it is what has saturated, which I believe is one of the best music genres in the world, hip-hop. Yeah. But the reason why we're talking today is not to completely bash the genre. No, actually, in the last 4 to 6 months, there's been a resurgence of real hip-hop.
Absolutely.
And it's been amazing. I'm so happy.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't necessarily call it like something like a renaissance or something, but I'd say it's more like a reawakening.
That's what I said, a resurgence.
Yeah, resurgence, a reawakening. Because we have seen several artists come forth and express their feelings, their distaste with what's going on in society right now. And, you know, more importantly, we're going to talk about 3 artists that recently released new albums. Kendrick Lamar, Joey Badass, and Logic have all 3 of them released albums within the last month or so, and fire.
Yeah, I mean, lack of a better word. I mean,
super hot.
Yeah, I mean, I work in a call center, so like I get to listen to music all day, you know, outside of taking calls, and yeah, I remember, let's see, when Joey Badass's album came out, I swear to God, I told you, dude, I listened to that like 3 times back to back. Logic, same way. Kendrick Lamar's listened to about twice, wasn't exactly as impressed.
At least he's not as angry as he wasn't to Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, exactly. He definitely calmed down, and here's the thing about Kendrick. I put Good Kid, Mad City on such a high pedestal.
I know you do.
That album, oh my gosh. I remember my now fiance, I was hanging out with her up in Towson one day when I lived in Odenton. And I'm coming down at like all 695. I literally listened to the entire Good Kid, Mad City album straight to finish and swore it was like the best hip-hop album I had heard almost. But the problem with...
Did that come out when we were working in the warehouse?
I think it was. Like when we were working at H.H. Gregg.
Which is now kind of...
Rest in peace, H.H. Gregg. Yeah. But the thing about it is, like, not discounting what it was a good album. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I just didn't think it hit as hard as All American Badass and Everybody from Joey Badass and Logic respectively.
Yeah. I think the issue with Kendrick's album is, like I said earlier, is he's just angry. He's angry with the world. He's upset.
And with good reason, because there are reasons for him to be angry.
It doesn't take away from his talent, though, because I think he's a very talented storyteller. He's very eloquent with his words, his flow, but I feel like the first half of the album is "Ain't nobody praying for me," and then the rest of the album is "Pray for me, son."
Yeah, like it's very strange, but like the reason why I love like Logic is because, you know, especially in Take It Back, that song, I was listening out on the way here. He just strives to put such a positive message, and the world is so negative as a whole. And I love that he puts the issues out there. Him and Joey both put the issues out there, but I love that Logic is just trying to make the world a better place, trying to make it positive, and being biracial, he kind of gives it this like this viewpoint that I never really thought of. You know, it's like he's constantly struggling in 2 different worlds.
And he's struggling to belong in either one of them. He feels rejected by
and you
both.
can hear it in all his lyrics that, you know, there's a sense of rejection. He's just trying to make it at the same time make everybody else happy. And I love that.
But he does it in a way that's not, it doesn't bring you down. I mean, it kind of does it at first, But then the album takes like another turn.
Yeah.
Because that one song where he gives like the number for the National Suicide Hotline, he's saying you're loved.
Yeah.
No matter where you're from, what color you are loved.
And that's the whole message. Everybody.
Right.
You know, he's not talking about one race or another. And I think that's the beauty of hip hop is the fact that it can transcend race.
Right.
You know? I mean, you see so many rappers, you know, of different cultures now. I mean, it's crazy, and we're not going to go too in depth. There's rap in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Ichima.
Stop. But that's one of the reasons why I do love Logic and Joey. I mean, I swear, that kid fell asleep in 1995, woke up in 2015, a few years ago, and hopped on the scene and killed it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he brings that 90s feel, that you know, Brooklyn vibe that is just there and is so much needed.
But he's evolved past that. He's worked his own style into it. And you know, out of the 3 albums, I think Joey's was my favorite. And the fact that it was so diverse, because you had songs that were very political. Yeah. Like American Idol. That one just left me.
That one was
it left me speechless.
Probably my favorite.
Yeah, it left me speechless. I felt a lot of emotions after listening to that. But you know, aside from that, he did have a lot of songs that were, you know, you could count them as bangers also. Like they were very upbeat, poppy songs, but they all carried their own message. And
that was another point. You know, I was thinking about like a conversation we had about almost a year ago, and we were talking about just like these mumble rappers as they've been labeled, you know. And I mean, if you like them, that's cool. Not knocking it. This is our opinions. We don't expect you to automatically just hop on our boat and keep swimming, you know, riding along with us. No, not necessarily.
You listen to what you like.
Yeah, exactly. But
like,
when I think about like a lot of these mumble rappers that literally just put music out for the club, you know, they just put music out. I mean, there's not a lot of content to them. And the reason why I like rappers like Kendrick, why I like Logic and J. Cole and all them, it's real. They're putting the issues that they're feeling out there. Right. And I get it, you know, the world's such a negative place in a sense that you do sometimes just want to escape. You do sometimes just want to be desensitized. But at what point is too much desensitization, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, going back to the whole thing about you saying that there's a message, you know, the message within the music that we're talking about is, you know, after being so tired of all the things that are going on in society nowadays, let's do something about it.
Yeah. I mean, instead of just doing the same old, let's wake up. Let's do something. Let's get out there. Get active. And I love that about Joey. I love that about rappers like Killer Mike. You know, that campaign with Bernie Sanders, you know? I love, like, Run the Jewels, one of my favorite rap groups. Yeah. Shout out to Matt Fierce. Yes. But, who actually turned me on to him a few years ago. Nice. Seriously, Run the Jewels, one of those, another resurgence of rap. Killer Mike's been in the game forever, but I mean...
My only qualm with Run the Jewels, you know, as much of a talented producer that LP is, all of their songs sound alike.
I don't believe that. I mean, they're all
just super hyped. Like, there's nothing, there's no buffer.
But honestly, that can be a good thing.
Like, I mean, sometimes I need a little breather in between the songs.
Put your iPod on shuffle. You know, I agree with you, though. I mean, they are hype songs, but a lot of times hype is good. Yeah. I mean, I like chilled music. You know, I was a big fan of Little Brother for, you know, you know, Little Brother, you know, and I love that they had such a chilled vibe, you know. Yeah. But, you know, there's so many artists out there that I feel are getting swamped down with the whole radio rap star now. I mean, those radio rap stars, Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, all of them. I mean, I'm just not hip to it. I'm sorry. I like a couple of songs. I got a couple of bangers. There's a couple of ones I will play, but for the most part, there's really no real, like, it is what it is. I don't know.
I mean, I just think they're just trying to appeal to our basal instincts. Just people trying, like you said, people just trying to escape for a little while, seek a distraction. And, you know, they're appealing to a different crowd, essentially.
Yeah. And, I mean, like I said, I think, you know, a lot of people may reject, like, the albums that we've been talking about, you know, like Joey, like Logic, like Kendrick, because, you know, I wouldn't say their music is for the most casual of fans.
Right.
You know, I feel like, you know, as a kid, my dad, I grew up on 90s hip hop. You know, I grew up on NWA. I grew up on, I grew up on so many good artists. There's so many. A Tribe Called Quest, Tupac, Biggie. I grew up on those. That's my childhood.
Right.
And somewhere in 2005, I'm literally giving it a year. 2005, I feel like that ended and like music just started to get just simple.
You know
music
what it
across
was?
the board.
It was the rise of auto-tune.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, T-Pain brought auto-tune to the club.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, once Kanye's mom died, he brought it to the masses.
That's actually, you know, honestly,
yeah.
I've been telling people that for years. Like, Kanye's first 3 albums were amazing. The Graduation, that was the album, I think, that came out my freshman year of college.
And I mean...
And I used to listen to that all the time. And then, like, his mother died. Like, the music got weird.
That's the thing. He lost his mind.
He did.
And I don't blame him.
But can you blame him? Yeah.
I don't blame him for it.
You can't blame him. And it's sad because, like, I feel like maybe he might not have the strongest support system, you know?
Right.
I feel like, you know, like, especially, and I'm not knocking his marriage. Congratulations, I'm glad you're married. You know, he's married to Kim Kardashian. I don't know if maybe that might be the best support system for a man that just lost his mom.
Right.
You know, I mean, you think about when I created LitTube, when we created LitTube, I will say it, you know, the whole lot of us. My main inspiration for creating LitTube was at the death of my grandmother when she passed away almost a year ago. I wanted something to just take my mind away from it, you know, just everything going on. And that's why I created, you know, we created, I hate to say I'm not going to say that. That's selfish. But when we created it, why, you know, we threw the idea out there.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do this for my grandma. And as an artist, it can either be a distraction, a positive distraction nonetheless, where it can inspire you to do great things, or it can literally drive you crazy because that's all you do.
Right.
And I remember at one point, all I used to think about was the channel. All I used to think about was my writing. And I don't think I've been able to write my books because of what happened, because I've been just so messed up. Right. And I can understand Kanye on that. Yeah. But it's sad because, yes, we may not believe he's putting out his best stuff. There are a lot of other rappers that came after him that said, this is hot. This is hype.
That's him trying to express himself. That's what it is.
And you can't knock a man for that.
And we all need our outlets, whether it be writing, whether it be music, whether it be, you know, athletics.
Yeah.
You know, we all need our way to express ourselves and to also decompress, you know, from all the stresses that we experience in life.
I just, you know, I'm just, like I said, nothing to take away from Kanye. I swear in about 30, 40 years or whatever, they'll probably label Kanye as probably one of the most inspirational names in hip-hop. And let's be honest here. If you listen to the first 3 albums, you would believe so.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
That's honestly where it stopped. Because, what was it, 808 and Heartbreaks? Remember my parents got me that album and Common's Universal Mind Control. I was like, what the hell am I listening to? What is this shit? Like,
but hip-hop news, Kanye is actually in Jackson Hole, Wyoming right now, cooped up.
Oh boy, God, is that
working on a new album? He deleted all his social media accounts.
That might be for the betterment of the world.
I don't know. So maybe that falls on him trying to, you know, get some kind of support for himself.
But
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? I mean, maybe he'll come back. Maybe it'll be like the Graduation 2.0. Yeah. We'll call it. Maybe the album will call Grad School. I don't know. Yeah. But to get back to the point of the show. We heard 3 great albums in the last month, you know, few weeks. There's Damn by Kendrick Lamar, Everybody by Logic, and All American Badass by Joey Badass. So, let's rate them.
Let's rate them. Okay.
So, for All American Badass, I'm going to give it a 4.7. I thought it was and this is out of 5 stars. I thought it was a great album. I thought it was a very good album for Joey. I've listened to his stuff from the early part of his career, and I thought the maturity of the album, the message behind it was just so tangible and real with the times of today that, I mean, I'll be playing it probably for another few years, no question.
Yeah. I'd give it a close rating. I'd give it like a 4.4.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's still, like I said, my favorite out of the 3. It's just at some points it got a little too preachy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, all in all, it was an excellent album because he's very diverse with his vocabulary. Like I can tell that
he's a smart kid.
He's a very intelligent.
Very intelligent.
Yeah. And he's very eloquent. He knows how to express himself. I'd like to see him running for some kind of public office. Because he's a good representation. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
New York's going to need senators, mayors, and governors. Who knows?
Absolutely.
So, next up, Kendrick Lamar's Damn. Now, despite popular belief in my Facebook timeline, I don't think this was as good as the other three. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good album by Kendrick. I don't think it ever will reach, what Good Kid, Mad City was. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was a decent album. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't say it's his best. Wouldn't say it's his worst.
Yeah.
But I give it a 4. Definitely, something I will listen to every now and then.
Yeah. Kendrick's I'd probably give a 4 also. Maybe a 4.1. Mm-hmm. The reason being I think he went a little too simple on this. Yeah. He did try to focus a lot more on his lyrics as opposed to his beats. He kind of simplified the beats. Mm-hmm. But some of the styles, the samples didn't really quite resonate with me. Nah. My favorite song out of the album, though, was probably DNA.
That was a good one.
DNA was good.
That was actually the one I think I liked out of the whole album when I was listening to it all the way through. Of course, people are going to be like, you guys aren't intelligent enough to like Kendrick. Yeah, screw you. Whatever. I don't care.
No, anyway. I mean, I tried to go into the lyrics and everything. It's just, like I said, he seems a little too angry still.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being angry.
You could still, sense the bitterness that carried after To Pimp a Butterfly. Mm-hmm. It wasn't...
But the thing about it, and the message is To Pimp a Butterfly, especially during the events that were happening at the time with all the police brutalities that were going on. He had every right to be angry because the community itself was angry. Right. And I'm not taking that away from him. I just didn't think, the music was the best music. Right. I think I love the message. Yeah. The message is stand up for yourself. Right. Make a better world out of what you got. Mm-hmm. But I just didn't think that message, I didn't think the music itself was as clear. The message was great. Loved the message. Right. Next up, and last but not least, Logic's Everybody. Now, this album, honestly, I've been listening to the songs that were pre-released. Black Spider-Man and Everybody, when they were pre-released, hopped on it real quick. Actually, you can find Everybody in our LitTube playlist. But I'm going to give that a 4.8. That album was great. I absolutely love that album. I love the fact that it had this binary point of view. Yes. I love the fact that it's looking at the world from both point of view, trying to find yourself. And I feel like every single person on this planet can relate to trying to find yourself in a world that's so messed up and screwed up and just trying to be a better person. Neil deGrasse Tyson, those little oh my gosh, those are great. I mean, literally the message behind it was, stop focusing on the small stuff. Look at the bigger point in the world. You're not the only person. Do your part to make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
I love that message.
No, and that's what I like a lot about Logic's style also, is he kind of takes you on a journey.
Yeah.
He did the same thing with The Incredible True Story. Mm-hmm. And like you said, that's what I like about his music also, is in between songs he kind of gives you
it's just a little story,
a continuation of a story. And it's kind of refreshing also.
It was.
And like you said, is not only does he have a message, he kind of shows you how to carry on that message and try to be a better person.
Yeah, I would say Africarian was the last song on the album, was probably one of the best. Hopefully there will be more than 4 albums, because if you heard Tom say, this is his last album, the 4th one coming up. I guess whatever the 4th album is going to be, because of course the whole backstory with Tom and dudes flying through space, it's like, they're just listening to Logic's music as they're flying, Gotcha. And of course at the end of this album he said, loading up the 4th one, his last album. And then you get J. Cole with his verse at the end. I thought that was cool. I thought that was pretty awesome, and I look forward to seeing what Logic can do. What do you give it a rating?
I would give it probably a 4.3.
Okay.
Yeah. And, I mean, like I said, I really liked his album also. It's very diverse, like Joey's. Mm-hmm. They both have their own different styles, though.
Yeah.
They own,
definitely 2 very good styles.
Yeah, very different rappers, but they're both very talented. I would stick at a 4.3, and I do want to hear more You know,
Can't wait.
I definitely want to hear more.
Let's be honest here. The future of rap, I think, is safe.
Yeah.
I think going forward, the future of rap is safe, especially as more intelligent rappers come out. You know, people like Logic and Joey that are young, that are feeling the emotion of the world around them, and are able to, you know, create a tangible just way of feeling. You know, like I said, there are other rappers out there. I mean, guys from Philly, OCD, Moosh and Twist. I don't know if you've heard of them. I love them. I saw them in concert down there. Oh yeah, I played. Yeah, we've listened to them. You know, great guys out of Philly. You know, they definitely put out some bangers, but their music's pretty chill and
those
very
guys
happy.
shouldn't be the only ones that you should listen to.
No,
but it
there's
should lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, there's
Support
also
local rappers also.
There's also the Underachievers. You know, two guys out of New York. They're good. G-Eazy. I like G-Eazy. You know, I've been, of course, his name is Gerald, so that's cool. But I'm out of the Bay Area. There's also a kid upstairs, but he kind of just decided to start singing, which was weird. But yeah, I mean, his music's still good.
Yeah, there's a few talented rappers in England too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's countless.
But that's
Rich 32. Yeah, I could go on for days. What you know about UK hip hop?
A little bit.
But no, seriously, I think, as I said, state of hip hop. I think it's in good hands with the new, with these intellectual rappers that are coming out. As always, that was our show, Thanks, Mario. Finally glad we got to do this episode.
Yes,
we've been waiting to do this episode for months.
Let's do it more.
Hey, LitTrax is here to stay, and, you'll probably be hearing from Justin, Alec, the whole gang. We're all here. We're all music lovers. So don't forget to subscribe, comment below. Hey, check out our Patreon site. We're trying to put it up, trying to put some stuff out there. There's also our blog, LitTube channel.wordpress.com. We put out some articles. Got some pretty good ones up there right now, and we actually do more music stuff over there too. Yeah, but thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned.
Welcome to our very first episode of LitTrax. Gerald's going to start.
What the hell is that?
Keep it rolling. 5.
That's not what we wrote.
4.